Hi Facebook and hi YouTube. This video will later be on YouTube, although I'm going on Facebook Live. The topic of this live is happiness. I want to talk about happiness. This is it's a topic I love to talk about. Hi Tal. Topic is happiness. How to be happy, what is happiness? So I want to attack this topic. It's a very, very, very big subject. And I want to attack this topic from many directions. So I'll probably be making more than one video about happiness. Now, if you're joining me live, you can write to me in the comments. What do you think? Answer me the question. What makes you happy? What do you think will make you happy? If you had it, what would make you happy? Most people would say something like money. Money would make them happy. Other people who are not, let's say they're not in a relationship, they'll say a relationship will make me happy. These are the main things that people think that will make them happy. And I don't disagree, by the way. These things, it's not a coincidence that money, relationship makes people happy. They do make people happy. This is why a lot you see around people who are in relationships. It makes them happy. And that's why you see people going to work to make money, because it makes people happy. But obviously, while people are in their relationships and while they go to work, we go through these ups, but a lot of times we go through downs. A lot of downs. We go down. We're angry. We're frustrated at the husband, at the wife. We're constantly worried what's going to happen with the job or what's going to happen with the boss. There are constant worries. There are constant emotional turmoils. And we go through these emotional ups and downs that you can write in the comments. If you're joining live or later, you can write in the comments if you think I'm right. I'm basically going through the basics of the human condition, right? Basically, we go to work and somebody pisses us off and we're not sure we like this job. Maybe we should have chosen a different career. And so most of us can actually, if we were to ask ourselves very sincerely what is our happiness level, we can say on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, how happy am I? You know, if you're depressed, then you would say, I'm 1, I'm 2, I'm not very happy. Or if you're extremely depressed, you would say, I'm 0. And some people would say, I'm 6. It's okay, but you know, it's not exciting. And some people would say, I'm a 10. There are people say, I'm so happy all the time. It's unbelievable. So what causes this happiness? What is the cause of happiness in life? It's a difficult question. It's actually a question that there's an entire scientific field that's kind of new, called positive psychology, that it researches. And I've read some positive psychology books and listened to some lectures, and the findings are very interesting. Hi Zoya. I'm making a live about happiness. What makes people happy? So this positive psychology field it started not so long ago. Maybe it started in the 70s or 80s with Martin Seligman, and then it continued on. It actually became popular, actually not more than 20 years ago. This field of positive psychology became popular, where they actually study what causes human happiness. And some of the findings I remember is that yes, money makes you happy, but they found that to a point, over a certain point, it doesn't make you much more happy. Yes, obviously, being in a relationship or having love in your life makes you happy, but it's not. It doesn't bring you to extreme ecstasies, except for, at some points, you people have a need to. Basically, it has the need. The people have the need to get to a certain point. Money-wise, they feel the need to be in a relationship, so that's why they are in a relationship. But usually, when they cover these bases of money, relationship, a comfortable life, they get down to a certain baseline of happiness. And every person, hi Costa, every person has a certain level of happiness. And actually, it can be measured. You can measure what your happiness is. You can actually intuitively feel, based on your emotional condition, how happy you are at every moment in time. And you can also do certain tests that validate it. But actually, your intuitive feeling does give you the right idea of how happy you are. And so then they research, okay, if there's a certain level of happiness that can be reached with money, but you get it, but it go down to your normal level, and certain level of happiness you can reach with a relationship, but then you get to this peak, and then at some point you still go down to a normal level. So covering your needs gets you to this level of happiness. Then there are then ways to increase your happiness, and it has nothing to do with all these external things anymore. So again, these external things are important. You need them to be happy, but at some point you will come to a point where you come to a certain level. And then they started researching what is it that actually causes this to happen. So going from, let's say, 5 out of 10 happy to 6 out of 10 happy to 7 out of 10 happy to 8 out of 10 happy, 9, and like some people are super happy people, and they're like hovering in the 9, 8. By the way, you can't always be 10. It's like impossible. But you could be here, or you could be here, and you could be here. And so in the positive psychology field, they mention that exercise. That's what they found, because that they can measure it. Exercise, regular exercise, makes people raise their happiness level. And obviously in the fields of meditation and healing and all these fields, it's been known for thousands of years that through an internal process that you can go through with yourself, each individual can go through with himself, you can actually raise your level of happiness. And this is also measurable. You can actually and studies have been done on people who meditate, and even brain studies have been done of how the brain chemicals start changing, and it starts affecting the whole emotional body, which causes an increase in happiness. So exercise, meditation, these are the two ways that they found that are completely not dependent on outside. Again, you have to fulfill your needs, basic needs. Money is important, relationship is important, but beyond that, it won't get you to a level of happiness that is not natural to you. Basically, for whatever reason, you were born and your parents raised you to be a certain level of happiness, and then at that point, it's up to you to basically coach yourself, teach yourself to become happier. And you can do that using tools like exercise, meditation, and also healing techniques. Healing techniques are things you can do with other people. Let's say you can come to a healing session, a Reiki healing session, and the Reiki healing session, most people at the end of the Reiki session report, I feel great, it feels much better. Obviously, one session could raise your mood, raise your happiness, but then it comes back to usually to your normal levels. But doing it over and over again, that's why a lot of people, let's say in Reiki, they go and they learn Reiki, they learn how to apply it to themselves. And that is how people become happier. That is how people become happier a lot of the time. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to work on our happiness levels. It's important because we get one life, and at least in this incarnation, I don't know about before and I don't know about after. In this body, we definitely get one life, and it's a good idea to get our happiness level up. It actually will then help with all of our life decisions, including how we make our money and including how we interact with our partners in the relationship. So this is what I wanted to cover in this video. The summary is this: in order to be happy, you do need to cover your basic needs. You need some money, you need that, you need that house, you need that car, you need that apartment, you need to wherever you're living. You need, most people need love, and they need a relationship. They need friends around them. You need to have a full life. And then you go to your level of happiness, at which point you can work on that happiness internally through meditation, through healing practices like Reiki, and other modalities. When the modalities I can talk to you about that I know are neuro-linguistic programming, and there's also energy reading, which is a really cool field. And in the comments I will give some links to all these things so you can check it out. So thank you for listening, and I wish you to be extremely happy.